Welcome to the podcast. I'm Rosa, your host, lifestyle entrepreneur, health coach, and speaker. I've gone from being in complete overwhelm, burning the candle at both ends, and watching my health, relationships, and business suffer, to creating a life with more joy, ease, and abundance. If you're ready to let go of the overwhelm, reclaim your health, and push past your comfort zone so that you can unleash your next level of success to create a greater impact, then sit back as we delve into conversations, as well as bring on guests to share with you tools, knowledge, and real action steps to get you there. Listen in, because you never know when you may hear something that changes everything. Hello, beautiful friend. Welcome to another episode. Okay, today I want to talk about Instagram, in particular Instagram, because that's where I love to go to just listen to other trainers and see what's going on out in the world of social media. And also with that, I want to address why so many women are not feeling great and what to do with it. Now, what do these two things have to do with each other? Here's the thing. Every time I open Instagram, there's another person saying, here's what's wrong with you. It's your cortisol. It's your blood sugar levels. It's perimenopause. It's menopause. It's this. It's that. It's just like, it's never ending. Everyone marketing their own thing has a different kind of niche that they're focused on. But here's the thing. It's not to say that they're wrong. It's not to say that it can't be due to perimenopause or that your cortisol is too high, your stress hormone. It could be that your hormones are all over the place. It could be so many things. So I'm not saying that those people are wrong. And the people that I do follow, I do like their solutions. And here's the thing. The solution for the majority of the time is going to be the same thing. And it's time that we start to be really honest with ourselves as to if we are taking these steps that will actually make us feel better over time. And those things are simple. Those things are getting to sleep at a decent hour, decent being probably around 10. If you're going to sleep 11, 12, especially in the winter, that's late. I say especially in the winter because we really are we like bears? We're not like bears. I don't know why bears always pop into my head when I think of hibernating, but the shorter days really mean that we need to get more sleep. The sun isn't there. The sun is the life force. This is why in the summer, we just feel so much energy and we wake up early because the sun is up early. We get more light. So in the winter, we do need a bit more sleep. The other thing is strength training. It's so important to be lifting heavy weights. And, it's kind of sad that we have to join a gym or have weights at home and physically make ourselves do this. In the past, this was just what people did in their day-to-day lives. I think of my family who are from farming communities, both my dad's side and my mom's side in Portugal, and they were raised to lift heavy things because they just had to. They had to make walls. They had to make all sorts of things, right? I don't know what they did in the farming community. I wasn't there. I shouldn't say that. I actually, in the 80s, when I used to go back and visit, it really was very similar to when they grew up because things progressed so slowly there. I remember being in Portugal with no light, no running water in my grandma's house. And it was just such magical times. Anyway, so strength training. The other thing is walking a lot. We're made to walk. So it's really important. And I love that we have wearables now to tell us how much we're walking because it's so easy to go through a whole day and only walk a couple thousand steps. It's just not enough. The other thing is eating real food and balanced meals, getting your protein in, getting in some sort of carbohydrate that is a complex carbohydrate, like your sweet potatoes, even your potatoes and your rice are fine. But measuring that out so that you're not having a huge plate of rice with just a little bit of protein. You want it to be the opposite. And good healthy fats are good for our brain health. Protein, in fact, is so amazing for even just I was listening to Dr. Tina and she was saying when she ups women's protein that their pain goes away. All this joint pain and stiffness and stuff, so much of it can be resolved through increasing our protein intake. So all of those things are a part of the solution, no matter what it is that we think that might be wrong with us, in terms of our low energy. Now, Look, I am not a hormone specialist. If you are having a hard time with perimenopause and you have done all these things, or you can't do these things because you're having such a hard time, because how do you actually strength train and get up and walk if you're like, your hormones are all over the place? You've got the hot flashes, you've got the sleep disturbance, then you may need to get some help there. So I'm not saying that you can't get help in terms of going out there and getting hormone replacement therapy or whatever it is. Everyone will have a different idea of what you should do. I find that world a little bit confusing at the moment because everyone says different things. Some say you need estrogen and progesterone. Some say you just need progesterone. I don't know. Whoever you go to, make sure you go to a really great healthcare professional that knows what they're doing, has good experience, and is testing you along the way. For me, I've decided to really, through this phase of perimenopause, own in on these lifestyle factors that I know will make a big difference. If down the road I need a little bit of help, then I know I genuinely need a little bit of help. It's not because I've been ignoring the other things and I'm just looking for a quick solution, because just getting hormone replacement therapy isn't a solution. It's not the full picture. You still need to take responsibility for your health and implement these good lifestyle factors so that those hormones can work their best. So, I just think back to like in the past, a lot of these things we just did naturally, like the sleep. I'm sure a lot of people's sleep is being disturbed because of doom scrolling, being on phones, the blue light that we're receiving, being, especially in the winter time, being indoors all the time. I could very easily go days without going outside. So easily. Just going from my car into the garage and then from the car into another building, and you're hardly outside. But I have been forcing myself this winter to get out and walk every day, even if it's just 20 minutes at noon, so that I'm getting as much light as I can. And I'm telling you, some days are like dark and dreary, but I'm still getting in that light. And I mean gray and dreary. It gets dark here. It's dark here when I'm in the morning. I don't think the light comes up until almost 9. And by half 3, 4 o'clock, it's dark already. So it really takes a conscious effort to go out in the daytime. But that makes a huge difference to circadian rhythm and so many other things. So I think like a lot of these habits that we used to do naturally, even eating real food. Eating real food wasn't an issue in the past. It wasn't even a conversation. When I grew up in the 80s, maybe even the early 90s, processed foods weren't a big thing. And so everyone ate real food. That's just what there was. And so now that's all been replaced. So how do we change these things? Well, like I said, I do feel like these habits have just been replaced by other habits that aren't so great. I do get a lot of women sometimes in Simply Strong saying like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. Like you have to think of what you're going to eat and then get light and then like get the workout in and get the walk in. And I can't fit all this stuff in. And it feels so overwhelming. And I get it. I really do. Because when we're trying to change habits, it can feel like that. But all those habits that I've just listed, they're nothing crazy. They really just should be a natural part of what we do. But like I said, right now they're being replaced by other things. Are we coming home and are we so tired that we're, on just Netflixing? Or are we, saying yes to too many things? Do you have children and they're in like a million different sports? Like too much. I think of like this lovely person I follow online, Sanit. She's amazing. She's got twin boys and she homeschools and she does all the things. And she just said like, she was using this example. I thought it was hilarious. This whole elf on the shelf thing that's, it's been around for a few years now, but it's like parents are freaking out because every day they got to think of where they're going to put this elf and they got to make sure the kids don't know and all this stuff. And she was just like, ew, I just don't do that. It's too stressful for me. That was going to ruin the holidays for me. Yeah, sure. It's great for the kids, but she's like, I create magic for them in other ways that feel good to me. And so I loved that. We don't have to follow everything that society does. It's just keep things really simple, and look at your life and just ask yourself, where am I doing things that are just like these habits that have become habits that I could actually replace now and get that walk in and get to the gym and get to doing, making a meal You know, we have lost the art of cooking and eating real food. Sometimes we think, oh, it's just easier to open a package or it's just easier to order, skip the dishes. But in fact, it isn't. Like I made bison burgers yesterday for dinner, and they, from making like ground meat to chopping the onions to adding a little bit of flax meal into it and as a binder, and then cooking them probably took me like 15 minutes. It just wasn't a big deal, and they were so delicious. But I'm just saying, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, like, and even if they took an extra 5 minutes, would that have been worth it? And the answer is yes. So, having said that, I really believe in this idea of tracking in order to get these habits to become consistent, because all these habits over time are what are going to make the difference. They'll make a difference in weight loss, but they're just going to make a difference with your energy and your overall health. And so I love tracking for that. I love tracking because, again, if you ask me what I ate yesterday, I know I ate those bison burgers, but can I tell you from the morning, and would I forget little things here and there that add up? Absolutely. And so I think tracking is just incredible. And I haven't told the ladies in the Simply Strong yet, the ladies that are currently in the program, but I'm also going to be launching in the new year to a new group mid-January, and that I've got an app now that is just amazing. I've got two personal clients that are on it now. They're currently doing one-to-one. I say the current Simply Strong ladies, it's because once someone does Simply Strong, they have their program for life and they stay in the community. But there isn't currently a group coaching program happening right now for me. That's going to be mid-January. So I have this beautiful app that is just amazing. It tracks food, it tracks your steps, it tracks your energy, it tracks whether you've drank your water for the day, it tracks your workouts, like everything, so that you can look back and you can see what habit are you doing amazing with and what habit are you struggling with. Because when we look at the calendar, say at the end of the week or at the end of the month, then we could be like, oh my gosh, like, wow, I literally only drank my water, like my 1.5 to 2 liters of water, like a quarter of the time. Like, oh, I am always dehydrated. No wonder I get headaches. No wonder I'm low energy. No wonder my digestion is sluggish, And so it's not about feeling guilty or catching my ladies out. It's about really helping so that we can then the next time do a little bit better to feel a little bit better. It's a process. We can't expect everything to change in a 6-week period. We're going to have habits that are easy and habits that take a little bit more to get to. Is the habit just not getting to bed on time and sleeping? What is it for you? And it's going to be different for everyone. So I just absolutely love tracking, and I'm excited. I'm so excited about this app because it's simple to use. It's not overcomplicated. It doesn't measure too many things. And I can actually set how many things it measures for people. And I love that, because there's also like information overload where it's like, okay, enough. But I like that it could just do these basic habits, and it's just awesome. So that's what I wanted to share with you, is if you're going onto Instagram and you're trying to like self-diagnose and you're like, oh no, like now it's my cortisol, or now it's my blood sugar levels, or now it's like, oh my gosh, it's always something. Ask yourself if you're doing those habits, those things that are really going to move the needle, but they only move the needle consistently over time. There's no magic. There's no secret solution. There really isn't. There's these basic habits that can make a world of difference. I was listening to another doctor that focuses a lot on perimenopause, and she said that when her clients apply these habits, the habits that I just told you about, they've been the habits I've been talking about for years and years. She said that over time, 90% of them reduce or actually eliminate their perimenopausal symptoms. It's wild. It's just incredible. And the other 10% struggle a bit more, and they need the hormone therapy and they need some more help. And you might want to go on hormone therapy regardless. But like I said, that is not my area of expertise. I'm not trying to deter anyone from doing that. What I am saying is that these habits are powerful. So ask yourself which ones. And here's the last thing that I'm going to leave you with. Don't leave it till the new year. Christmas and the holidays is just a day or two or a couple days or a few meals. Like, maybe over the holidays, you're going to have, I think maybe like that time between Christmas and New Year's, you might not be perfect on your habits, but there's definitely some that you can get in and still do really well. And something is always better than nothing. All right, my friend, that's all I've got for you today. You know that I always just wish you nothing but the best when it comes to your health so that you can really go out there and just do anything that you desire. There's nothing worse than health holding us back. If you would like any help with anything, or if you want to know about the next program, you can do a couple of things. You can message me on Instagram at RoccoFit, or you can go to my bio on Instagram, and there is a wait list there for when the next program comes out. The next group of ladies will be mid-January for sure. I'm so excited. I'm just currently looking at my calendar because I am going to offer Simply Strong 5 times next year. And so I just want to make sure that I've got those dates down packed before I actually give you the exact date, but it will be around mid-January within a day or two. Okay, my beautiful friend, have an amazing week. Listening in today. I know time is precious and I'm grateful you shared yours with me. It would mean the world to me if you felt an impact, a moment of inspiration, or learned something new. If you would share it with those you care about and leave me a review on iTunes. I'd love to know what spoke to you or what you'd like to hear more of. Your sharing and leaving a review would help so much on this journey to making an impact on as many people as possible. It's worth it. I know from experience, there are moments when something we hear has the possibility of changing everything. Thank you so much for listening in today. I know time is precious and I'm grateful you shared yours with me. It would mean the world to me if you felt an impact, a moment of inspiration, or learned something new. If you would share it with those you care about and leave me a review on iTunes. I'd love to know what spoke to you or what you'd like to hear more of. Your sharing and leaving a review would help so much on this journey to making an impact on as many people as possible. It's worth it. I know from experience, there are moments when something we hear has the possibility of changing everything.